Welcome you all. I, Dr. Niti Sharma, Assistant Professor Chemistry from AISSMS, Institute of Information Technology, Pune. Today is starting the corrosion science part 2. In part 1 already the few things has been explained like what is corrosion, how this corrosion occur, why this corrosion occur, what is the mechanism of dry corrosion, what are the factors which affect the dry corrosion, and then after that, what type of the nature of the oxide layer which is formed on the metal surface is responsible for further corrosion. So now in today's lecture, I am going to tell you about the wet or electrochemical corrosion. As from the name it is clear, it is wet. So means it needs medium. So the corrosion which occurs under wet or moist condition through electrochemical reaction, it is called wet or electrochemical corrosion. So the wet corrosion occur under the condition like suppose if any conducting liquid is present or when two dissimilar metals are in contact in presence of a conducting medium, then in that case they develop the anodic and cathodic surface or medium. And third, it is possible suppose if a single metal is dipped partially in conducting medium, then in that case again there will be a development of anodic and cathodic area. So in all the ways like the electrochemical cell will be developed. So due to the formation of short circuit galvanic cell, there will be a electrochemical or wet corrosion. So as already it has been explained, like it can be possible if the single metal is present or when two dissimilar metals are present in contact of each other. So on the basis of that, this is of two kinds, galvanic cell corrosion and concentration corrosion. So first, as you can see, the galvanic cell corrosion. So what are the condition of galvanic cell corrosion? When two dissimilar metals are in contact. Second, stressed and unstressed part of the same metal. And third, the impurities in metal. Like suppose if we talk about the two dissimilar metal, as you can see in the picture, like suppose if this is a medium, if it is a iron box or iron tank, and on that if there is a zinc plating on the surface. So in that case, as the two metals are in contact of each other, and if the zinc coating get ruptured and there is a presence of aqueous medium, so what is going to happen as the two dissimilar metals are in contact of each other, so automatically the one metal is going to work as anode, another metal is going to work as a cathode depending on their activity, and the electrochemical corrosion occur. In the same way, in the B part, as you can see, there is a stainless steel or there like this is galvanized pipe. On that, if suppose there is a brass or stainless steel, screws are present there. So again in that case, there is a presence of two dissimilar metal and water is working as a conducting medium. Second condition, like suppose if any stressed and unstressed part, as you can see there is a nail. So as nail is present here, so you can see that, so as you can see this head portion and the tail portion will be the stressed part for the nail, and this will be the unstressed part for the nail, because from here you just give the stress on the nail and from this side it just go inside the wall. So in both the cases like head and tail part, it is a stress part, so it is going to work as anode and this unstressed part is going to work as cathode. In the same way, suppose there is any band pipe, so due at the banding side there will be a stress, so that part is going to work as anode and the unstressed part is going to work as cathode. Now the third condition, suppose if any impurity in metal is present, like suppose if we have taken any alloy, but that alloy is having the improper arrangement, improper ratio. So in that case, as you can see, like suppose this is a metal and if in the dot form we have shown the impurities in metal, and if it is present in aqueous medium, then automatically the two different metals are in contact of each other and the galvanic cell corrosion will occur. Second is concentration cell corrosion. Concentration cell corrosion means it is basically in all the following cell, less oxygenated part will be acting as anode and get corroded, while the more oxygenated part will act as cathode and get protected. As I can show you, like there are few examples: the partial immersion of metal, partial buried in ground, crevices, oxide film on the metal surface, partial rupture. So these can be the conditions for the concentration cell corrosion. I can explain you in this picture. As you can see, there is a jar. In that jar, if suppose any aqueous medium is present and this is made up of any metal. So as you can see, like inside the water, the concentration of oxygen will be less. At the upper part, the exposed part, the oxygen will be more. So as already it has been explained, the more concentrated part will work as cathode, the less concentrated part is going to work as anode. So what is going to happen? This anodic part will get start corroding. As you can see, like there is one more picture in ship which is made up of iron. So the part which is immersed in water, that will be partially oxygenated part. The part which is above the water, that will be more oxygenated part. So automatically, as there is a change in the concentration of oxygen, so the concentration cell corrosion will occur. Like as you can see, this is a picture again. Like here, there is a metal surface, and on that there is a oxide core. So cathode, which is in contact of oxygen, more oxygen, and this anodic part will be in the less oxygen. So automatically the concentration cell will get formed and the corrosion takes place. So in this way, the corrosion can occur by the wet electrochemical corrosion. So now how we first compare the activity of the different metals. As earlier we all have studied about the EMF series. In EMF series, the metals are placed according to their potentials. But in case of corrosion, we take the help of the galvanic series. Actually, why we take the help of galvanic series? This arrangement of metal determines which metal or metal alloy will be the anode and cathode when the two are put in electrolytic cell. Arrangement depend on the salt water as electrolyte. So generally in daily use, we do not use the acid base or pure water. We use the salt water. So in that case, and we are not using the pure metal, we use the metal alloys also. So in electromotive force series, the EMF series, metals are given in the pure form. So that's why we need the help of galvanic cell, because we are using the metal in alloy form. So here in this series, we put the metal according to their reactivity. As you can see, the magnesium is placed at the topmost level, and here the platinum is at the downmost level. So this is the protected end, means these metals are going to work as cathode, and this is anode, means like suppose if we compare the magnesium and zinc. As the reactivity of magnesium is more, it is going to work as anode, and the zinc is going to work as cathode. Now suppose if the nickel and nickel copper alloys are just in contact of each other. So this is going to work as anode, this is going to work as cathode. So in that way, we can check out which metal is going to be get corroded. So now the mechanism of hydrogen evolution. So, so this is the first mechanism of hydrogen evolution. So first of all, which medium is required actually? This mechanism takes place when the medium is acidic. This is very important. In acidic medium, the mechanism of hydrogen evolution takes place. So as you can see in the picture, there is a tank which is made up of iron. So as the tank is made up of iron, and suppose the piece of copper and steel tank in contact with each other, and there is a presence of acid electrolyte, it gives rise to the formation of the electrochemical cell. So in this cell, the steel is going to work as anode and the copper is going to work as cathode. So it is observed that the steel tank portion contact with copper is corroded. The reason being why this portion is get corroded, because as if we compare the reactivity of iron and copper, the iron is more reactive, so it is going to work as a anode. So the oxidation of iron takes place. Iron will get converted to Fe2 plus ion. It will lose electron. Then at cathode, what happens at copper piece? The hydrogen ions from acidic electrolyte take up these free electron and the hydrogen gas formed, and it is liberated in the form of bubbles at cathode. So that's why this mechanism is also called hydrogen evolution mechanism. So corrosion by this mechanism involves the displacement of hydrogen ion from acidic electrolyte. Thus all the metal which are present above the hydrogen electrochemical series get dissolved in acidic electrolyte with the liberation of hydrogen gas. So it should be noted that hydrogen evolution mechanism corrosion anode usually have important is the anode is usually have larger area as compared to the cathode. The anodic area is more as compared to the cathodic area if there is a hydrogen evolution takes place. Now as you can see, this is a chemical reaction at anode, the oxidation at cathode, the reduction of hydrogen ion takes place, and finally this will be the overall reaction. Now second part is mechanism of oxygen absorption. So in mechanism of oxygen evolution, what is important? This type of electrochemical reaction takes place when the medium is alkaline or the neutral aqueous solution. So for example, suppose if we have taken any steel plate lying on the ground and it is exposed to the atmosphere. In due course of our time, the oxide layer will just get formed. So the oxide layer will form on the surface of steel plate and drops of water may be collected over the small cracks on the oxide film. So in this case, water act as electrolyte, iron plate underlying through the cap act as anode, and the oxide layer is going to work as anode. This can be the one case. Second case, like suppose if we have taken the steel tank, on that steel tank if there is a presence of tin coating. So as the tin is less active as compared to the steel tank and medium is alkaline, so what is going to happen? This is going to work as anode, this is going to work as cathode. But here as you can see, the exposed area of anode is less and cathode area is more. So this is the condition of oxygen absorption. The cathodic area more and the anodic area is less. So what is going to happen? Again the same thing. The steel is going to work as anode. So oxidation of iron will take place. As you can see the reaction, the oxidation of iron will take place and the oxygen gas which is present in the medium will react with water to form OH minus ion. This iron and OH minus ion combine together to form ferrous hydroxide, and if the oxygen is more, then what is going to happen? This ferrous hydroxide again will react with oxygen to form Fe2O3, which is rust. So now the next part is the factors affecting the rate of corrosion that we are going to discuss in next. Thank you all.